Hi, I want to do a video log talking about what I'm doing this summer because I'm doing something that is pretty exciting for me, and some of you have asked about it, and I just decided maybe a video log would be a good way to help me sort of record the sort of aha moments that I have over the summer, and uh, just let you know what I'm doing and maybe inspire some of you to do this program yourselves. So what I'm doing is an acting intensive program at South Coast Repertory Company. So South Coast is a theater company that has been around for over 50 years. They've got a beautiful complex of theaters in Costa Mesa, California. They've got a small black box theater. I think it seats 90 to 100 people, and then they've got a 350 seat stage, I never pronounce it correctly, Argyros stage, and then there's the larger, I think 500 or 600 seat theater called the Sagerstrom stage. So in this one building, there are these 3 theaters plus lots of classrooms and of course workshops and costume building places and offices. It's just it's not a huge complex, but it's a beautiful space in Costa Mesa, and they have a very vibrant education program. I've been taking acting classes there off and on for the last 4 or 5 years, and I have loved every class I've taken. If you are a community theater actor and would love to get better and be taught by people who really know what they're doing, this is a great place to take. They offer 8-week classes throughout the school, throughout the year. I think they even have summer classes, and it's just a really great way to get better at your acting. And so I've loved it. And over the course of those few years, I've heard about this summer program. And the acting intensive program is really designed for people who maybe have just finished a degree in theater or drama and are sort of transitioning from the educational theater atmosphere to a professional career. Now, of course, I don't fit that, but I've heard about it. I want to keep getting better. I took an acting class this last winter with probably my favorite acting teacher I've ever had. He's just amazing. And I asked him about the program, and he told me a little more about it, and I thought, I'm going to try. So I auditioned for it. I was a little late in applying, but I did get an audition, and they accepted me to the program. So there are 27 students in the program. They like to call it the company. And you can guess how I fit in the group. Although everybody is wonderful, but there are, I think, 3 or 4 people that are over the age of 30, and probably 2 of us that are over the age of 50, and everybody else is probably 25 or younger. But a really wonderful group of people. And the way they work it is they divide the company. There are 27, so they divided us into 2 different groups so that we are working in smaller classes most of the time. And of course, the 2 older people besides me are together in the other group, and then there's me and a bunch of people my kids' age. I feel like my babies. But it's great. It's wonderful. It's good for me to just try and keep up with them. So the way the classes go, it's just pretty, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just nonstop. We're in class a solid 6 hours every day, and sometimes more. There's a 3-hour block in the morning, a fairly long lunch break, but it's not really a break because we're spending the time meeting with scene partners or memorizing lines or gathering props, whatever. It hasn't really been that much of a break. And then a 3-hour time period in the afternoon. And so the groups switch. We have several classes that we meet with every week. There's one class we meet twice a week. That's our scene study class with the acting teacher who I love, Matthew Arkin. He's that great actor who is also a really good teacher and just has that wonderful bag of tricks that if you're stuck on something and you maybe don't even know you're stuck on it, he'll go, you know what, why don't you think about this or try it this way? And it's like, you know, it's just amazing. So luckily I get his class twice a week. Also, we have another great acting class focusing on text, exploring the text with Karen Hensel, who is amazing. One thing I should say about all of the teachers is that they're all people who are making their living in the industry. They're people who are out there. My acting for camera teacher is working constantly on TV. He's currently got a recurring role on Bosch, and his name is Stephen Culp, if any of you watch that show, and he's great. And so they really know what they're talking about, and I feel like a little googly-eyed most of the time, going, I just want to take in as much as I can. I feel like it's a really great opportunity, even though, you know, I don't really have plans to work professionally, but it's pretty fun to be able to sort of pick the brains of the people who are out there making a living doing this thing that I love so much. So every week we have scene study and text and character. Those are our main acting classes, although we have Shakespeare class, which just was this week, like, I could just sit and listen to this woman talk all week. That could be the whole program for me, and I'd be thrilled. We have acting for the camera, which I was terrified about and really enjoyed the first class. So we'll see how it goes. And maybe I wasn't terrified, but I wasn't looking forward to it. And one class that I just loved this week that I also wasn't sure about is our text and speech class. And that's taught by a guy named David Neville, who works, he's the head of voice and speech, if that's, David, forgive me if I've got it wrong, at Cal State Fullerton in their drama department. And it's a very physical class, very focused on breathing and opening, and but some really interesting sort of aha moments there in just that one class. We get that class once a week. We also get to meet, do an audition techniques class with the woman who is the casting director there at South Coast, Joanne Donnell, and she's just wonderful. So it's, and then, oh my gosh, we got Chekhov. We have the Chekhov technique with Hal Landon, who is one of the founding members of the South Coast Repertory Company. So it's just like, oh my gosh. Every time I turn around, there's something incredible. So next week, and then every now and then we get like just a one-shot class. So like next week we're doing fundamentals of period movement, and somehow I'm supposed to bring a corset. I don't have a corset. A cane, a very tall wig, if I just have one lying around, and a hat, maybe with feathers and birds on it, so that we can, you know, really think about, I guess we're learning how to move in period costumes. We'll see. Also, full company doing stage combat next week. That's going to be fun. So I'm going to keep you guys updated. I'm going to add some photographs onto the end of this video. I know it's kind of long, but they won't all be this long. My hope was to do 2 or 3 a week, but that's not going to work because I'm so immersed in what I'm doing. So now I'm going to go. I have a scene to memorize. I have a couple of monologues to memorize. I've got work to do. See you guys later.